What's up, everybody? My name is OMG WTF WBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, not 2020. We are doing the local to global, not the tiny to Titanic challenge here with our own created company, the IWC, the International Wrestling Corporation. I think that's what it is. It goes from like between International Wrestling Corporation or International Wrestling. There's another one. I think it's Corporation though. I'm rambling. Anyway, before we get started with our big show of the year, I got a little thing that I want to just kind of go over for those of you who watched the Invasion series, and I assume the majority of you also watched the Invasion series. So, in the previous video, we had a quick little cutoff that kind of went way off, even before I ended the show, which is rather unusual. I think I've at least planned to do, like, I guess an update video of some sort to kind of tell you what happened at the end of that episode and maybe show you the grade result as well as some of the developmental things that are going on right now. I'm going to get that up for you guys. I'm actually going to try to get that up for you guys today, so keep an eye out for that video as well. But I think what had happened there is maybe I was running low on disk space because after I stopped recording, it said I should clear up some of my disk space because I was running low. So maybe I just had ran low and the video had kind of cut itself short there to save on space. I honestly don't know what had happened at the end there. I've never experienced that. I experienced a lot of problems. It's really time to get a new laptop, but yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. We're not going to get into any of that way because right now we are at our big show. Where is the big show? Yes, indeed. It is the 4th week of December. We're here on Tuesday because it is the financially appeasing date to put these shows on, it seems like, where I can get a good amount of my stars here. Nonetheless, though, this is our kind of, I don't want to call it our WrestleMania, but I guess at the time it is the big show of the year, Champions Coronation, the show where everybody who is available gets booked. I am guaranteed to lose money. I know it is insane. What am I doing? But it is my Christmas gift to the roster, the talent of the IWC. So if you showed up to work, you got a match tonight. This is our practically big event, our pay-per-view show, whatever you want to call it. Let us get it underway. Let's stop wasting time. We want to say yes, not no. All right, let's move this over a little bit. So we open up the show, by the way, in front of 87 people. Come on. I wanted at least 100 for the big show. So we open up the show with George Hutz already in the ring. Is it Hutz or Holtz? Oh, it's Holtz. I thought it was Hutz. Anyway, Holtz is already in the ring. He is asked and is granted a microphone. So, of course, he's probably like, give me a mic. And then whoever's at ringside, oh, okay, here you go. Anyway, Holtz takes to the mic, and he goes, now, Mr. Arnold, I know you can hear me in the back. And I don't mean to come off as rude or demanding. But I'm going to be rude and demanding. Because I had asked you a few weeks back if you could give me a match against the marvelous Morocco. And you've ignored me at my every attempt to get an answer from you. So before we get this show on the road, I'm demanding, yeah, that's right, I'm demanding a match with the marvelous moron. And I won't be made a fool out of by him or you, Mr. Arnold. That's not supposed to be Jody Arnold, but we'll roll with it. Anyway, starting from the back, we can hear the voice of the marvelous Morocco, who makes his way out towards ringside. And he starts off by saying, where the hell is it? Georgie boy, this is not the match that will be happening. While I thank you for all that you've done for me, you were nothing more than a stepping stone. You're what we like to call the measuring stick around here in the IWC. If you can't beat George Holtz, then you may as well retire now. But I can't risk putting my name, my career, on the line. I mean, we do live in a world. Let me pull up the handy dandy notepad here. We do live in a world where anything can happen. And I'm not gonna live in the world where George Holt somehow, some way, gets a fluke victory over the marvelous Morocco. And then that's when we hear Jody, apparently, not Don Arnold, but Jody Arnold from the back, and he goes, "Now wait a minute there, Morocco. I ain't paying you to stand here looking purty. Tonight you supposed to take on Jerry Monty, but Jerry, let's just say, got lost on the way here. But since you don't have an opponent tonight, Mr. Hutz, and excuse me, since you don't have an opponent tonight and Mr. Holtz here wasn't scheduled, I say let's go ahead and have that rematch." What? Thank you. Oh, that's not that's not Hutz's voice. "Thank you, Mr. Arnold." He's got a very John Laurinaitis voice, laryngitis style. "Don't thank me yet, and don't you what me, boy, because you two ain't gonna be having a one-on-one match. We're gonna be doing what I like to call a three-way dance. Because there's going to be one more person in this matchup. Just one more person that I wasn't able to find an opponent for because, well, I'll be honest with you, not many people want to face him." And then that's when we hear that bullwhip. Whoosh! That's a horrible bullwhip. Anyway, out comes Les Roberts. He's chewing on his tobacco, spitting it out wherever he wants, whipping his not his bull. He don't have an actual bull. We don't have the budget for that. He's whipping the bullwhip, having a good old time because he's a loose one at least. And he's whipping the bullwhip, excuse me, at the marvelous Morocco's feet. So kind of backing him up. Morocco's a bit intimidated. You know, he's almost getting whipped here. So he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And as he's backing up, he's getting closer and closer to the ring until finally George Holtz. I keep saying Hutz because I wrote it there. I might change his name to George Hutz. That sounds better than Holtz. Anyway, George Holtz gets out of the ring, grabs him, and throws him into the ring, and thus starting our opening matchup, our three-way dance, as Mr. Arnold put it. Before we go on, we do have a couple of world news here. Paul Bosch takes control of the PNW, Pacific Northwest Wrestling, announced that their new head booker and insiders were unsurprised to find that Paul Bosch has gotten the job. He was the leading contender for the role from the very start and is expected to implement a creative shakeup at the next show. So I'm going to try to remember to keep an eye out for a specific North's Wrestling. In fact, I'm probably going to make a separate video after this, kind of showing off the year of 1971 in a whole, pretty much, from all the other companies besides just IWC. Ivan Putski, who is one of our superstars. In fact, this is news for us. Ivan Putski left the IWC. According to inside sources, Ivan Putski is to leave the IWC. Apparently disgruntled, he has decided that he would rather concentrate on other companies that employ him than continue with the IWC. He's reported to be officially gone 1 week from November, week 3. So unfortunately, that was a little bit shortly after our last show. In fact, my next bit of news here is that he did hand in his notice to us. I don't know why I wrote that down twice. But, yeah, I guess he just wasn't happy about me denying him his pay raise, and he left. I'm assuming I'm gonna speculate and say we're probably gonna see a lot of people who are going to end up leaving during the, oh my god, we were at the Insane Burrow. I paid extra. Well, you know what? It's Christmas. I just realized that. The Insane Burrow right here, by the way. We're not in Walmart's parking lot today. We're not the International Walmart Corporation. But damn it. I guess Christmas Day we can afford to bring in the venue itself. But anyway, Ivan Putski is gone, no longer employed with the IWC. Maybe we can bring him back in the future. We don't have any negative feelings towards each other. It was a mutual agreement, I guess. Not really mutual, but nonetheless, I'm not paying him that much money. I can't afford to pay him that much money. Maybe in the future. Moving on. PCAC, Pacific Coast Athletic Corporation, and the WWF, better known as WWE nowadays. I don't know if you've heard of them or not. A new alliance seems to have been created recently with the breaking news that the PCAC, not S, and the WWF have agreed to potentially share talent in the future. If sources are to be believed, a handshake deal was made by Roy Shire and Vincent J. McMahon. The respective owners met up recently. Excuse me, whatever. We know what I was going with. But that's interesting here considering, WWE's never known to be working with people. But that's when Junior took over, if we're going to call him that, if I may. And as I call him Junior, there goes any potential hopes and dreams of working for the WWE. Anyway, moving on. Apparently, Don Arnold helped Jody during this segment. So Don was out there. We can pretend he probably just took the mic. This angle did get the show off to a strong start. Crowd was hot. Gained heat for the Morocco-Holtz storyline. No worker improvements. 38 D- to start off the show. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. We go on to our three-way dance, which gets a 36 D- rating as well. Decent matchup here. The Marvelous Morocco gets the victory after defeating George Holtz and Les Roberts in a three-way match after 12 minutes 47 seconds. Beating George Holtz after not a foreign object. I'd imagine it being more of just grabbing the tights. Maybe Holtz gets rid of a Les Roberts in some way. They've been going back and forth. He's able to get Roberts out of the ring. But because he is distracted by Les Roberts at the time, Morocco is able to roll him up, get a quick, good handful of those tights, maybe even grabbing the ropes to get a better leverage here. The referee doesn't see it, and Morocco pulls out a cheap victory, but a victory nonetheless over George Holtz, and proving that, well, I guess not proving that he's a stepping stone, but I guess in his mind, once again, stepping over Holtz and using him as that stone per se. This match did get the crowd hotter. Morocco was the weakest performer in this matchup, unfortunately, but not by too much. A 34 in-ring performance from the Marvelous Morocco. Mind you, he is an enhancement talent right now, I believe. And I also believe that... Interesting. There's like a hummingbird or something right out my window. It was just chirping. Anyway, and there he goes again. I don't know if you guys hear him chirping either. You might not. It's not that loud, but Jesus. What was I at? It just threw me through a loop. Stupid ass hummingbird. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Morocco gets the victory. We were at the performances. That's right. He is an enhancement talent, and he's not that popular, so that's probably pretty good given his popularity here in our company. Holtz was the best in-ring performance. I'm thrown through a loop now because this hummingbird just won't stop tweeting outside. I don't know why he's doing it. It's like he wants to get my attention or something. 41 in-ring performance from George Holtz and Les Roberts with a 38 in-ring performance. Unfortunately, it did lose heat for the Les Roberts storyline, but he doesn't really have a storyline. His storyline is just, well, it's just kind of an ongoing thing for him right now. And Morocco and their storyline, or Holt's storyline, continued on here. Roberts is improving in performance. It's always good. That's always good. Moving on, we go to a 29 solid E rating here. That's not good. Marvelous Morocco quickly slides out of the ring after cheating to win here. Holtz he immediately gets up. He's already angry. He knows what happened. He begins to complain to the referee about Morocco grabbing his tights before, taunting and daring Morocco. He's, telling him, come on, come back and fight me, pretty much. Meanwhile, Les Roberts is back up to his feet, angry that the match is over, grabs and pulls the referee out from under the ring and just begins to beat him down, maybe even whipping him with his bullwhip there. Holtz sees the referee's in danger and tries to come to the aid of the referee, but the Marvelous Morocco sneaks attack him from behind and continues the beat down on George Holtz until Les Roberts' attention is turned to the Marvelous Morocco, and he goes to chase him off into the back as they both run off. Morocco wanting none of the loose cannon Les Roberts. Hopefully Bob Clay, it looks like he's all right to keep reffing the matches here, so we won't have another Don Arnold refereeing match, but unfortunately, continuing to lose heat for the storyline involving Les Roberts. That is unfortunate. We move on to a 33 E+ rating. Another bout here where Curtis Kandy takes on Don Anderson. No real storyline, just a way to get both of them kind of on the show here. Decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Don Anderson goes on to defeat Curtis Kandy in 7 minutes 48 seconds after pinning him after hitting him with a drop kick. Excuse me. Apparently Curtis Kandy was really off his game here tonight. That's a shame. Bringing only in a 20 in-ring performance. Good lord. Anderson with a 36 in-ring performance. He's a talent in the making, I'll tell you that. We then move on to a 30 E plus rating as Evil Incarnate are out for our next matchup here. But as their opponent, Alexis Smirnoff, makes his way towards the ring, Baron von Heisinger takes to the mic. So kind of just like what we saw earlier with George Holtz. He asks for the mic, he receives. Lexi, I know you Russians are not the brightest in the bunch, but this is a tag team matchup, and it would appear that you do not have a partner. You know, it's a real shame that your buddy the Butcher isn't here anymore. It seems like he was your only friend. That's when Alexis Smirnoff walks over to the interview area, grabs the mic off the table, and he goes, "Listen here, you penny German. You should be happy the Butcher isn't here. 'Cause if he was, we'd crush you like the bugs you are. I don't need the Butcher. I squeeze your eyes out with both my hands alone." And that's when Karl von Schatz lets out an evil laugh of, "I like him." That was a very weird, evil laugh, by the way. I don't know if I trust that Karl von Schatz. And then Baron von Heisinger ends it with a shrug and going, "Whatever. It's your funeral, Alexi." And that goes ahead and advance the new Baron von Heisinger storyline. And we have ourselves a 2-on-1 handicap match here. I'd assume that, maybe Jerry Monty might have been. I guess Jerry Monty was supposed to be, according to Jody Arnold, was supposed to be facing George Holtz tonight, but I don't know. Was it really scheduled just to be a 2-on-1? We know Alex the Butcher isn't here anymore, so. But we're going to have a 2-on-1 handicap match here. Decent matchup. Evil Incarnate, surprise there, able to pull out the victory over Alexis Smirnoff in 8 minutes and a second when Baron von Heisinger pins Smirnoff 1, 2, 3 right in the middle of the ring. The numbers too great for the Russian. 36 D- rating here. Smirnoff with an in-ring performance of a 38 as well as Karl von Schatz. Both of them bringing it tonight. Baron von Heisinger, unfortunately, with a 35 in-ring performance. No worker improvements either. All right, we then go to a 17 F+. Yeesh! We go down to the interview segment with John Doe. Well, the year's almost over, but we still got plenty of action still left to come here. At IWC Champions Coronation 2. The IWC Regional Championship is on the line tonight, and we also have a Gladiator match. Still to come, though. Or still to come. But coming up next is somewhat of a grudge match. And joining me now is the so-called king of the IWC, Jim Alexi. Hey, there ain't nothing self-proclaimed about me, baby. I am the king, and the king is about to speak, so keep your mouth shut. Cousin Slim, I'm tired of this game of cat and mouse between the two of us. You beat me, I beat you. You smashed a banjo over my head, I smashed a guitar over yours. Now wait a minute, that last one never happened. Shut it. If it didn't happen, then it's happening tonight. You know why? Because Slim and I are not going to have a normal fight here tonight. You see, I spoke to Mr. Arnold, and we came up with a match that's perfect for Slim and I. You may notice those fine gentlemen over there setting up a pole right now in the ring. Well, that's because on that pole will sit a guitar. That's right, you heard me. Will sit a guitar. And whoever climbs that pole and pulls said guitar down, well, they get to use that sucker. And that's going to be me. And Alexi begins to make his way towards the ring for this, well, I guess unprecedented kind of matchup. A guitar on a pole match, as Jim Alexi put it. A guitar. You gotta be kidding me. Can he speak normal? It's a guitar. Now he got me almost saying it. It did lose heat for the storyline between the Rockstar and the Rockabilly. Let's see how the match actually does. We go into the matchup, which gets a 37 D- rating here, and a decent matchup. Cousin Slim does indeed pull out the victory, gets the guitar off the pole, smashes it over the head of Jim Alexi, and well, that's just honestly enough to put any man down in my opinion. Alexi down for the count. Cousin Slim ends this feud most likely, well, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there, but anyway, he ends this match at least and puts an exclamation point on it as well. Jim Alexi and Cousin Slim have great chemistry. Apparently, I've known this because they've already had 2 matches, but there we go again, pulling out that surprise again that just shocks me. Great chemistry showed in their performance here tonight. Alexi with an in-ring performance of a 39. Cousin Slim with a 25. You know, part of me said I should put Jim Alexi, but it just didn't make storyline sense for Cousin Slim to lose. I mean, you make a weapon on a pole match, 9 times out of 10, the face is going to win. Gained heat for the storyline, so who knows? Maybe we won't end it yet. We'll see what we're going to do. 37 D- rating for that. It's a good pole match. Good job, guys. All right, moving on. We got a 34 E+ rating. Back to John Doe at the interview segment. Well, joining me now is none other than Rich Randy Tyler. And that's when Randy walks in laughing. Well, Randy, as requested, I called you Rich, Randy Tyler. Now, will you tell me and everyone here how exactly you became rich in a month? I'm not going to give up my secrets. Let's just say I've made some friends in high places. And those friends helped me get rid of that Polish putz, Ivan Putski, for good. What are you talking about? Mind your business. Speaking of those friends, are one of your new friends going to be helping you out in your match tonight? Because I see the sexy studs in the ring right now, and you're out here by yourself. Are we going to have another Smirnoff incident? No, we're not going to have another Smirnoff incident. As a matter of fact, I do have a partner tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Guillotine Gordon. That's right. And tonight, we'll show you exactly what we did to Putski. Let's get him, GG. So Randy Tyler, apparently he's claiming to be the reason Ivan Putski's no longer here. And he's also claiming that Guillotine Gordon apparently helped him out. We might have a new team, and honestly, very frightening team if Guillotine Gordon is backing Randy Tyler. Or maybe not. 36 D- rating here in a decent matchup. Randy Tyler and Guillotine Gordon indeed pull out the victory over the Sexy Studs in 8 minutes 22 seconds after Tyler defeats superstar Jimmy Snuka by pinfall after using the ropes for leverage. Maybe he didn't cheat. I'd imagine maybe Guillotine Gordon probably taking him out, and then Randy Tyler tagging himself in to get the pin and the win for his team here. Not sure how long this team is going to last here, though, because, not only is superstar Jimmy Snuka not suited to his gimmick, which I highly disagree with, but also Randy Tyler and Guillotine Gordon, unfortunately, have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. So I'm going to have to go back to the writing table and figure out what I'm going to do. That doesn't necessarily mean the end of the relationship between Randy Tyler and Guillotine Gordon, but it definitely means the potential end of the tag team of Randy Tyler and Guillotine Gordon. Anyway, Gordon with an in-ring performance of a 25. Randy Tyler with an in-ring performance of a 32. By the way, Gordon was the worst performer in the match, by the way. And they were the worst team. But mind you, they also had absolute zero chemistry teaming with each other. Superstar Jimmy Snuka was the best in-ring performer with a 42, and Rockin' Robert Fuller with a 37. Gained heat for the rise and fall of Randy Tyler storyline. Probably going to rename that storyline, by the way. And then we move on to our next segment here, which gets a 36 D-, and I'm going to have to take a D-. I'm going to have to take a D-. What the hell am I talking about? What I meant to say is I'm going to have to take a drink of water and maybe some Advil or Tylenol or something, because coming up next, we've got an interview with everyone's favorite wrestler, Ripper Savage. That's good H2 Olga. Well, folks, coming up next is a match in which I'm told is called a Gladiator Match. Now, I won't lie, I've got no idea what this match is. So let's have Ripper Savage explain it to you, shall we?
Well, you wouldn't.
Let's try that again.
Well, you wouldn't know what a gladiator match is, and that's because I came up with it. Only a genius breaking the IQ scale like myself could come up with other concepts.
Well, what is a gladiator match, then, Ripper?
Would you not rush me? I was getting there. You see, a gladiator match is where two, or in this case, one warrior of a man like myself, steps into a ring full of sorts of insane weapons. Now, if we were in Rome, there'd be swords, and those, like, swinging balls. Oh, and lions. But we ain't in Rome, and apparently, lions are out of our budget. But we do with what we can. So there's an assortment of weapons. Bats, crowbars, trash cans, you name it, it's probably there.
Oh, okay, so what do? You just beat each other with them?
Pretty much. Until they quit or they aren't moving. I'm gonna make a clown cry tonight.
Ripper Savage, everyone. 36 D- and a gladiator match with, well, as Ripper said, all sorts of weapons. We're not going to have no swords or swinging ball chains. I think he's talking about a mace. And we're definitely not getting a lion. I'm not having a murder on my scene. But we do have some interesting weapons out there, to say the least. So should be rather interesting as Bob Roop makes his way down to the ring for this unprecedented match. And, well, honestly, a feud that deserves it. These two have been at each other's necks all year long, and it's time to end it. And boy, that match sucked. 35 E+ rating and a decent matchup. Bob Roop goes on to defeat Ripper Savage in the Gladiator match after 9 minutes 56 seconds, ending it with a submission. I wouldn't say necessarily a submission. I'd imagine it's more like an I quit kind of match where Ripper Savage is sitting there, Roop's got a baseball bat or something ready to smash his head in, and Ripper's like, I quit, I don't want to do this no more. You win, or something like that. And, yeah, or maybe Bob Roop locks him in some sort of submission hold. He is an amateur wrestler, and Ripper Savage has no choice but to tap out. You pick your favorites. 35 E+ rating for, unfortunately, what was probably one of our better feuds, if not our best feud. Bob Roop had an in-ring performance of a 38, always the better performer, and Ripper Savage with a 30. I'm assuming maybe because it had weapons in there and all that, and this is a very old school time, so maybe they're not used to using weapons, but I felt like a gladiator match just screamed Ripper Savage, if not, All right, there we go. Yeah, here we go. Bob Roop, I can perform better if you use me in matches. Yeah, brawl-based matches don't play to his skills. I was expecting Ripper Savage to tell me the same thing, but apparently not. 35 E+ rating for our final interview segment of the night. Back to John Doe. Well, coming up next is our main event of the evening, and it will be for the Iwc Regional Championship. Last month, we had a 6-man tag team matchup that saw Alexis Smirnoff, Jerry Monty, and their choice of a partner, which ended up being Dino Bravo, team up to take on the team of Joni Arnold and Evil Incarnate, with the stipulation that if Joni Arnold was pinned in the matchup, that whoever pinned him would get a championship matchup. That man was Dino Bravo. And joining me at this time is the champion, Joni Arnold, and his uncle, Don Arnold. Jody, you've got a tough challenger in front of you tonight. That's when Don steps up. Now, don't listen to him, Jody. You just go on down to that ring and concentrate on your match. I'll take care of this. What do you think you're doing? What are you trying to do? If you're trying to take Jody off his game, Mr. Doe, that ain't gonna work. 'Cause us Arnolds are like mountains. It ain't moving us. Now, look. I'll admit, this biker fellow Dino Bravo may be big and he may be bad, but he ain't an Arnold. He got a quick one overall last week, and frankly, he's lucky. Because when I put that stipulation in there, I wasn't even thinking about whoever that third man was going to be. If there's a stipulation meant for Jerry Monty or Alexis Smirnoff. But Bravo found a loophole. So bravo for you, Mr. Bravo. But if you think you're going to pull another fast one this time, well, you've got another thing coming. Well, back to ringside. Big matchup here is fact, we've mentioned it before. You may say I guess, yeah, he found the loophole, but either way, Bravo pinned Jody Arnold last month. We'll see if lightning can strike twice. Our championship matchup, main event of the night. Apparently I didn't click it. Let's try it again. Our championship matchup, main event of the night. 45 solid D rating here. And a decent matchup. Dino Bravo defeats Joni Arnold in 17 minutes 43 seconds by pinfall after hitting the running power slam. Also, a lot of interference in this matchup. We've seen Baron von Heisinger, Carl von Schatz, and Don Arnold all trying to get involved. But it was not to be tonight. Dino Bravo fought against the odds, hits that running power slam. He's too strong for the Arnolds, and he picked up a mountain here tonight. Dino Bravo, our new IWC Regional Champion. Don Arnold did some good work ringside, as he always does. Dino Bravo with an in-ring performance of a 43. Jody Arnold with a 47. Apparently he gained heat for the new Baron von Heisinger storyline. Good for him. And the corruption of Jody Arnold move along. Well, Baron von Heisinger and Dino are kind of in a feud still, I think. And no worker improvements. We end off the night with a 26 solid E rating here, as all the faces, minus George Holtz, because he's kind of, I'd imagine, selling injuries right now. Dino Bravo is lifted up and celebrated by Bob Roop, Rockin' Robert Fuller, Jimmy Snuka, and Don Anderson to close out the show, celebrating a new champion as we head into the new year. Now, hopefully I'm still recording. Everything seems to be fine. Apparently, I used the Marvelous Morocco far too much on the show. I disagree, but what can you do? But we increased our popularity in one region. That's always good. 40D minus. That's always good. And who had the best match? It's looking like Dino and Jody definitely had the best match. So I'm thinking I'm going to definitely give both of them a congratulations. And part of me says Jim Alexi. I was kind of impressed with Jim Alexi in that pole match, I'm not going to lie. Pulling out a 37, I think that was our second best match of the night anyway. Yeah, let's give it to Jim Alexi. We're going to do that. So let's go Jody Arnold. We're going to compliment on a good performance. Dino Bravo, compliment on a good performance. And Jim Alexi, give him some encouragement. Let's make the speech. Jody was happy with our speech. Dino was pleased with our speech. And Jim Alexi seemed pleased. Well, all right, that's going to be kind of the end of the action portion of the show. I'm going to kind of look at a couple of extra things after this. So if you want to stick around for that, you're more than welcome to. But if not, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. So until then, have a great one. Now, for those of you who've stuck around, hopefully you're still hearing me. Hopefully the video didn't just decide to take a shit on me in the middle of recording. And hopefully we're still live and going. Got a couple of things I want to check out. I want to see if our championship prestige was affected at all with our new champion. It's the first time we've ever had a title change. I was a little nervous about doing it. I shouldn't say nervous, but I kind of wanted to do a long reign. I mean, it's kind of kind of the way things were back in the days. You know, a lot of people usually held on to championships for a long period of time. But honestly, if you've been watching this series, it's a very different world right now because, I mean, we can go ahead and click on the WWF right now. We look at their championships. Let's go ahead and look at the World Championship. It started with Bruno Sammartino. He was in his first reign, and it was supposed to be the legendary reign. It was already on a pretty legendary streak there, 1963 all the way up until 1970. So it's well over 10 years at least. Oh, no, it's not. Is it? No. I'm tired. Anyway, it's close to 10 years. You know, it's over 5 years, that's for sure. But since then, we've had Killer Kowalski, who only reigned for under a year here, from September of 1970 to July of 1971. And then it went to Ernie Ladd. Now, Killer Kowalski and Ernie Land are more deserving, but in our record books, Bruno don't lose the championship for a long time. So that just goes to show you that this ain't the old school days that you kind of would think it would be. And it'll just be interesting to see where things go. Look at that. Feedback's been very positive. I mean, our checking book is not going to be very positive. We are going to eat a fat ass loss this time. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. Holy fuck, it's not going to be pretty. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Our sponsors haven't even been going up. We did less ticket sales, but spent way more money. Okay. These Christmas shows are going to be the death of me. We're going to lose about $5,000 apparently. And I'm hoping that doesn't mean this $5,000. I'm hoping it means I've already handed out the money. This might be a short series. We'll see, though. We shall see. Anyway, the championship belt hasn't really had any prestige. In fact, it's really kind of dropped in prestige over time, but it's still a 71B. That's good. Man, $5,000 down the hole is not looking pretty. Not in the slightest, but hey, let's go ahead and do a quick auto push here and see where everyone stands, shall we? So we've got Rockin' Robert Fuller, upper mid. We are the Southwest, so he has the most popularity in the Southwest, so that's kind of his home region in a way, I would say. And he's loyal to us, which is good. Jimmy Snuka, upper mid-carder as well. Definitely more popular in Mexico than anywhere else, but still, Southwest is his most popular area in America, at least. Alexis Smirnoff, an upper mid-carder. Shame, I believe he was a main eventer beforehand. Looks like he is most popular in the Northwest of America. Also got some popularity in Canada. Baron von Heisinger, a upper mid-carder. Looks like he is the most popular over in the Southeast, 18 here in the Southwest. Bob Clay's our referee, doesn't matter. Bob Roop, main eventer, 23 here in the Southwest. Looks like his popularity is in the Southeast with a 41. Cousin Slim got a 16 here in the West. He's a mid-carder. 30 in the Southeast, which is his most popular. I don't know why I'm reading their most populars. I'm going to stop doing that one. Curtis Kandy, lower mid-carder now. Good for him. Dino Bravo, main eventer. You would expect so. I mean, he is now the champion. Don Anderson is a lower mid-carder now. Good for him. Finally added that. I think he was already a lower mid-carder, actually. Don Savage, still a main eventer, somehow, some way. Hell, he's hanging on. Frank Dalton, mid-carder. George Holtz is a upper mid-carder. Guillotine Gordon in the mid-card scene. Jerry Monty, main eventer. Jim Alexie's in the mid-card as well. Jody Arnold in the main event scene. Carl Von Schott is a mid-carder. Les Roberts, mid-carder. Randy Tyler's in the upper mid-card scene now. Ripper Savage is a main eventer. Roger Brown is retired. Just going to kind of wait his contract out. And the Marvelous Morocco, still an enhancement talent. Really? 2 wins and he's an enhancement talent? Why? I don't understand why. He's not bad either, so why does the game want me to... Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at our creative meetings before we go ahead and end this one off. Ripper Savage is apparently our #1 wrestler, which is interesting because... No. I think he was our #1 wrestler. Never mind. I was going to say Dino was #1, but Ripper is our number 1 wrestler, and he is our number 1 heel. Apparently, he is considered our top draw. Dino Bravo is the lead babyface. Bob Roop at number 3. Jody Arnold at number 4. And Jerry Monty, number 5. Superstar Jimmy Snuka is considered a next big thing. Curtis Kandy, Don Anderson, Jim Alexi, Carl Von Schatz, and Les Roberts are all hot prospects. The only one who can talk is Miss Sherry. Our showstoppers are Superstar Jimmy Snuka, Dino Bravo, Alexis Smirnoff, Ripper Savage, and the Marvelous Morocco. And our ring generals are Alexis Smirnoff, Superstar Jimmy Snuka, Bob Roop, Don Savage, and Jerry Monty. Currently, Dino Bravo, Jody Arnold, Carl Von Schatz, Bob Roop, and Alexis Smirnoff are considered hot, while Don Savage, Frank Dalton, George Holt, Jim Alexi, and Cousin Slim are not. Nobody's on a time decline, and hidden gems, so if you see anyone you think may deserve a job here, let me know. We've got Lawrence Barnes, Herman Ortiz, Victor Jovica, Simon Palachnik, and Bryant Parker. All right, I think that'll do it for this episode. Real quick, actually, before we do it off, let's go ahead and do a quick tour of the company. Limited finances, very true. Apparently, we are the 34th richest company. That's good, but we're ranked 37 out of 38. Yeah, we are. At least we're not the worst company, but we're close. We're close. Our most popular stars are Jerry Monty, Bob Roop, Jody Arnold, Dino Bravo, and Don Savage. And let's go ahead and take our top 100 for this year alone. Let's just look at 1971. So our number 1 event was one of the Origins episodes from May of 1971. In fact, May was a big month for us. I don't know why we decided to run 2 shows, but it cost us for sure. The best match of the year is Bob Roop going over Les Roberts at IWC Origins in November of 1971. I don't know why I said 1971. We're only looking at 1971. Any matches from Dino Bravo and Jody Arnold right there in the top 8? Good for them. Number 1 attendance was our January episode. Jeez, 105 people, and since then we've just kind of gone down. We don't have any pay-per-views yet, so that doesn't matter. All right, this time, let's go ahead and end this off. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, have a great day.